Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cardinal Stadium at the Cardinal Athletic Complex for CTN's live coverage of high school soccer. It's a Northwest Suburban Conference showdown as the Cardinals host the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro up above. Beautiful day. Feels like August in late September.
It really does. Beautiful day for a doubleheader, by the way. So this should be fun. This will be an interesting one, an important contest for both teams. They both sit at 5-4 in the conference. Overall record, Coon Rapids a little bit better at 6-4 compared to 5-6 for Spring Lake Park. But as you get down to our seeding sections, you know, all these conference wins really are important.
Well, the Cardinals suffered 3 straight shutout losses, but broke that with a 6-0 win over Forest Lake on Saturday. And they would like to get back on track again here tonight, get their offense going, and play with a lead.
Yeah, they've had a really nice season, at 6-4. That's a nice record, and obviously we were talking to Tyler Seidel, one of the co-head coaches, before the match, and he's saying some of these games we just lost were games we felt we should have won, and we didn't play our best soccer. So he knows coming into tonight against this team, because then they play Rogers. This is an important game.
Eugen Harmon into the middle of the field. His shot blocked with the left foot. Cardinals able to step up and retain possession. Stevenson trying to work it down the wing, but that's cleared away by the Panther defenders. Coon Rapids throw in near midfield.
So I'm sure, obviously, defensively, they're going to know where Eugen Harmon is the Panthers all night long. They have to make sure they mark him tightly, keep an eye on him, not let him get anything open in front of the net, because he's so dangerous.
Senior defender Jonah DeShaw following him in the defensive end, waiting for the throw-in to go there, and it certainly did. Cardinals able to retain possession, trying to poke it back up along the sideline where danger lurks in the form of Eugen Harmon, but a trip called against the Cardinals, and a quick kick by Spring Lake Park puts things back in their possession. Back across midfield, broken up, knocked away out of play.
A couple of guys to keep an eye on for Spring Lake Park. Both 17 made Medic.
Number 17, just a sophomore, and his partner in crime, the best player on their team, according to their head coach, is number 18, Abdul Akinola.
Yeah, so the Cardinals are going to want to watch where both of those guys are this evening.
Eugen Harmon at midfield, trying to get around Lirazon, plays it back to Wagner, all the way back to Rising in goal. Rising, firing it low up the far side, trying to get it to Figueroa. Skipped through, and the Panthers able to turn it back around. Hyatt stops and sends what's deep into the corner. Jackson Young racing on. Cleared right back out by Andrew Schmitz. Middle of the field, Mo Fadi able to knock things loose. Figueroa gets it from Sidibe, gives it right back, and there's Harmon in the middle trying to turn toward it. And again, it's going to be cleared away by Schmitz.
Harmon does really a nice job of creating an opportunity for himself.
Fadi playing it into the corner for Figueroa, trying to cross from deep. It's over the head of Jackson Young in the corner, and Schmitz comes over to gain control. That one bounced off of Young. Young crosses out front. The header attempt by Harmon just goes wide. Yeah, that was a good look from the freshman forward, Jackson Young. And Eugen almost made it pay off. Look at that, right into his back. Smartly waited for it to settle. Put something in the position where Harmon could get to it, just not quite enough to get it into the goal.
Yeah, he was unhappy with himself. He knew that he had a really good opportunity to redirect that excellent pass and try and get the first goal of the game. And you could see him pounding the turf and saying to himself, I got to do better next time.
Well, and that was something that Coach Seidel talked about. They just haven't buried their chances until, again, that Forest Lake game when they put 6 behind the keeper. 4 goals, 2 assists for Eugen Harmon. But in those 3 previous games, just not completing on their opportunities. Young steps in. Hyatt will move it back. Stevenson across to Fatty. That one right off the chin of Searing. Back to Stevenson along the side. He's battling there with Lirazon. Gets it down to Yukon Harmon. Harmon plays it back. Hyatt dances between a couple of Panthers. Plays it back for Wagner at midfield. His pass interrupted, turned around by Connor Bogdan. Cardinals right back into control. Sibity fanned on the pass attempt. Fatty tried to force it through. That was denied by the defense. Played back out. Acker had a touch, and the Cardinals doing a really nice job of pushing and staying in front and just not allowing the Panthers any outlet from their defensive end.
Yeah, and exactly. And the Cardinals early on controlling the pace down here in the Panther end. We'll see how that goes here as this game unfolds. But the Cardinals doing a good job of just trying to get the pressure down and see if they can get on the board first.
Pass deflected out of bounds. Coon Rapids throw in on the far side. Yukon Harmon working off of the sideline. Between a couple of players, finds some room, cuts back, still with it, strong left foot. And that's deflected up and out of play by the keeper, Sam Steele.
Now, Sam Steele obviously having his work cut out for him when he gets a boot like that. He's obviously got to get a piece of it, which he did.
Corner kick will be handled by Stevenson. Another one of the freshmen working their way into the starting lineup. Great things for the Cardinals down the line. Low to the top of the 8-yard box. Booted back out the end line by the Panther defense. And another corner kick opportunity.
Yeah, again, the Cardinals just trying to put pressure in front of the net. You know, they've, again, controlled the action here for the most part early on. About 7 minutes in.
This one played a little wider, but broken up by the Panthers on defense. Running on the far side is Campadenico. Knocked away from him, out of bounds by Wagner. A lot of youth on the Panthers starting lineup as well. As we talked about, their 2 star players are sophomores, and there's a couple of their classmates also in the starting lineup. So guys that are going to be around for a while.
Well,
Wagner clears that in front of Medic, who is charging.
They lost a lot of talent from a year ago, so they're kind of getting some of these youngsters right into the fire here this season.
Akinola works it to Medic in the corner. Medic across down low, and it's way too deep off the side of the cage. And a goal kick coming up for Coon Rapids.
Really the first time that the Panthers have been down in Coon Rapids end for the most part.
Long boot stopped up with a header by Searing. Akinola in some traffic, able to gain possession, but he knocked Fadi off the ball. And that'll be the first penalty called against Spring Lake Park so far. Ben Kish, another young player, is out there almost every game, all game long for the Cardinals on defense. Just a sophomore, handles most of the free kicks because he's got a big boot. That one over everybody, and we'll skip in on Stell, and he'll get ready to punch it away.
Yeah, an easy opportunity for him just to make sure he got to the ball before Cardinal could get there.
Wagner takes it away from Akinola, plays it back for Kish. Kish up the far side, bounced away from Figueroa, and gaining control for the Panthers is Bogdan. Figueroa able to get the steal along the sideline. Long pass up behind the defense. Harmon had a touch on it, can't control. DeShaw will play it out of bounds for Spring Lake Park.
It's interesting to watch Harmon play here in this contest because, you know, the more film and the more tape the teams see of him, the more that they will try and double him and keep a couple of players on him, especially in front of the box.
Working his way up the sideline, drawing defenders, fanned on the pass attempt, and it's taken away by Akinola. Here's Akinola with speed through center. He's got Hacker trailing him. Long pass to Medic. Met by Kish, goes to the left foot. Not a lot on that shot. Easy save for Luke Reisig.
And then it's trying to, again, maneuver his way in and create some space for himself. A nice pass right on his foot. He's just going to try and maneuver in front of the net, but a good job defensively, just limiting what he wanted to do. As you mentioned, an easy shot for Rising.
This one headed around, booted by Bogdan. Finally gaining control is Josh Nelson and plays it to the far side for Campadinico. Campadinico working against Austin Hacker, cuts back, passes out for Searing in the middle of the field. Searing will direct it near side for Schmitz. Schmitz from a long way out. Kish boots that one away, and that one went off the hand of Figueroa. Unintentional, but he stopped and then started to play, and the referee said, yeah, that was a hand. This is a big free kick for the Panthers early on from a dangerous spot.
Yeah, it's a tough situation when that ball bounces up and hits you in the hand. No obviously intent, but especially right there. So a good opportunity here for Spring Lake Park.
Panthers will line a handful up behind the ball, including Akinola. Four-man wall for the Cardinals. Akinola will take the shot direct, and maybe the football team should talk to him. That would have been good from about 40.
Split the uprights.
So after that, it'll be goal kick Coon Rapids. Almost 12 minutes into this contest. Cardinals with a couple of looks in deep. Really, that was the best opportunity yet for Spring Lake Park. One shot on goal per side to this point, unofficially.
Of course.
Fatty battling for the ball in midfield. Schmidt able to push it along. Akinola's one touch went awry. And now Fatty able to get himself a little bit of room. His pass intercepted by Schmidt. Searing back the other way. Akinola now watched by Hyatt. Hyatt able to take control of the bouncing ball. He trips up. Stopped up by Nelson for Spring Lake Park. Back to the near side for Lirazan. Akinola shying away from the defense. His pass blocked down. And the Cardinals try and turn it back the other way. Fatty along the sidelines, lost it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Spring Lake Park.
Yeah, again, you know, just trying to maneuver that sideline. It just couldn't keep it on the right side.
That one went right back out off the foot of Medic, and you saw him hang his head immediately. So Cardinal throw in. But early on through the first 13 plus minutes now, you can see the teams trying to get their stars involved. Yukon has had a lot of touches for the Cardinals, created a couple of chances. Yaya is sneaky fast and has some pretty impressive ball skills in traffic. But you see the Panthers also trying to get Medic and Akinola involved. Yaya in deep, trying to cut back. That's booted away by DeShaw. Coon Rapids called offside. Searing pokes it ahead. Medic comes back for it, back into the Panther half of the field. Schmidt's pass stopped up by Stevenson. Played back now for Kish. Put some air under it. Nelson got there first. Fatty will settle with space. Trying to sneak it through and finds Yukon Harmon in the corner. He is tripped up and the ball knocked out of play. No call. Harmon is furious.
So is Coach Seidel. He's walking down the sideline saying, how can that not be a call?
That's inside the box. And he never touched the ball.
No.
Oh, and they call it that he never touched the ball. So they give him a... Yeah, Seidel's asking the question. I would be. It's either got to be he got to the ball first, and that's why you're not calling the foul, in which case it has to be a corner kick. So it's got to be either a corner kick or a foul. And if it's a foul there, it's a penalty kick.
Exactly.
That's a huge non-call. And you've got to at least give him the corner kick. Not that I know anything about soccer or refereeing, but Mr. Referee in yellow, that's got to be one way or the other. But back to action we go, and the Panthers trying to sneak a pass through. Kish got in the way. His pass out of the reach of Hyatt. That one's going to go out on the far side off Figueroa and be a throw-in for the Panthers.
Yeah, that was an opportunity. I mean, the minimum of the corner kick taken away from Coon Rapids. But nothing you can do about it. It's already been ruled upon.
Well, still a lot of soccer to be played. That was another relatively good opportunity. I was impressed with Mo being able to sneak that pass through, and Harmon makes it easier. This one tipped ahead, but too far in front of Jackson Young. But a good thought by both Harmon and Sideby to pass, deflect it, and see if Young could get on with speed. Instead, here come the Panthers up the far sideline. Wagner gets it over to Hacker. He's pressured immediately by Knockin. Wagner now with a boot clear. Figueroa missed the header. Turned around by Dischinger. Hacker steals it away from Knockin, trying to clear back up that sideline again, but out off the Cardinals.
Panthers are trying to find a way to just kind of get some pressure in on the Cardinal net. Cardinals doing a good job of keeping the ball wide, not allowing them to look inside in the middle of the field.
Header by Wagner. Over it comes to Fatty. His pass is off the side of his foot. That one a little too far. Dischinger will play it back to Schmitz, near side. His pass stretched out. Coon. Cardinals not able to take advantage, though. Isaiah Knockin back in charge of the ball, and now Hyatt has it back to Wagner. High boot over the head of defender Brody Stewart. Yaya gets in, gets a steal. A slide tackle will pull it away for Bogdan. Little bit of room and time for Dischinger. Gets it on for Hoon. Hoon, long boot up the near sideline. Long run. Medic will get there first. Medic crossing, blocked up by Kish. Kish will clear it up the hash marks. Harmon leaves it there for Fatty. Fatty tried to turn it through, but Schmitz says no. Back for Fatty, long boot. This is dangerous. Here comes Harmon and offside. I disagree, Your Honor. He was certainly not behind the defense before it was struck by Mo Fatty. Remember, he's the one who tipped it back to Fatty.
Yep.
And there you see it. He is behind the defense by the time the ball gets there. But I looked pretty good. And now Harmon is getting a yellow card for
complaining. Yeah, Harmon's got to be frustrated the fact that.
Well, and he's got it,
that,
and it's understandable for both Harmon and Seidel and
Yep.
the whole bench of Coon Rapids to be frustrated. But you have to control your emotions.
You do.
Or you'll find yourself watching the rest of the game, and the Cardinals cannot afford that.
They by far he is their best player. They cannot afford not to have him on the field.
Abdullah Mandua will come in and instead of Eugen Harmon.
That's a break for the Panthers to have him off the field.
Akinola turning with it at midfield. Moves it over for Knockin. Try to get it back. Broken up by the Cardinals. Wagner battling with Akinola. Hacker takes a whack at it, now gets it through. Mandula able to battle and come away with it, but not able to shake the pressure from Dischinger. Dischinger's pass stopped up by Stevenson. Stevenson had to go out off of Medich right in front of the Spring Lake Park bench. And Harmon will check right back in, along with Mitch Goldbranson for the Cardinals. Another freshman.
A lot of youngsters. And what's great, these youngsters getting playing time, and that's great for the program.
Harmon pushed, and this time the whistle comes, but a free kick near midfield for the Cardinals. This one planted right in the middle. Fatty waits, tries to get a piece of it, ends up out the end line and off of Coon Rapids. Too high. Good job by Mo to protect it with his body. And, his kick came up empty, but looked to me like the Panther player may have touched it on the way out of bounds, but I'm a homer.
No, you've never been accused of being a homer, have you?
Schmidt up the near side. That's blocked away out of bounds by Jackson Young.
You see the time remaining, a little over halfway through this first half.
This one deflects to Euchen. Harmon drawing some attention. Good takeaway by Dischinger. Stepping up and getting it was Young, and he goes down grabbing at his ankle. Able to get right back up.
He's tough. Oh yeah, that's gotta hurt.
And Dischinger is gonna receive a yellow card for it, so he heads to the cooling area. Ben Kish, this is a dangerous spot for the Cardinals because he has a really good foot. He can put it where he wants it. They've got a lot of guys down there that can do some great things in traffic. Kish plays it over the top. Harmon tried the header, but Steele is there to make the save.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Boy, it was in a good spot. Just barely missed it.
It was a really good spot, and he was behind the goaltender. If he had been able to get the contact he wanted, that would have been a goal.
Mule kicked along the sidelines, but out of bounds by Young. Throw in for the Panthers.
See it again. And it just curves towards the ball. Looks like they still got maybe a bit of a touch on it, but that's unfortunate.
So close. But that doesn't count. Panthers trying to build through midfield. Akinola with speed, gets around Wagner in tight, passes behind Medic. Stevenson tracks it down and boots it ahead. Stopped up by Schmidt. Stopped up by Hacker, but now the Panthers able to set up. Well, back pass didn't click for Akinola. Panthers right back in possession. Nelson gets turned around, pressured by Sidibe. Good passing from the Panthers. Noken down the sidelines, turns it into the middle for Akinola. Akinola from a ways out. Save made by Luke Rising, shot right at him.
Yeah, nice creative space here, and then Rising able to make sure he got a piece of the ball first and then brought it in.
This one skips away from Fatty. He's able to track it down near the sideline. Good turn, but lost it out of bounds. He's got some pretty impressive ball skills as well.
He does.
Good footwork.
Got a number of good athletes on this soccer squad.
Played right to the feet of Al Masawi. Cardinals called for the foul, and this will be a relatively dangerous free kick spot for Spring Lake Park. Abdul Akinola will handle the responsibilities. This one played short, booted high by Young. Sidibe challenging the 50-50 ball. Good battle there between him and Bogdan. Bogdan able to play it back, and Spring Lake Park gets some breathing room. Kish, high boot back the other way. This one will come all the way through to Deshaw. He clears it back to center, bounces away from Akinola. Now Akinola, or I'm sorry, that's Isaiah Knockin tipping it away out of bounds. Throw in a little bit too high for Sidibe. Turned around by Brody Stewart. Figueroa bumped down, and that'll draw a foul.
Yeah, that'll call that on that one.
I'm sorry, that's Abdullah Mandua.
Sure it is, of course it is.
Who else would it be? Kish looking to that back corner again. Fatty is there, got a piece of it. Steele looks a little shaken up after coming out to challenge.
Yeah, he took a hit. Seems to be okay. Yeah, back on his feet, just shaking it off, shaking the cobwebs out. We'll see it again. It's a good boot here, and then there's gonna be congestion inside, and that's where you saw where Steele had that collision.
That looked like Fadi was going to play it with the knee or try and trap it there, and he kind of crashed into Fatty's legs. Either way, it ends up out of bounds and a goal kick for Spring Lake Park. Fatty able to break things up at midfield. Good touch passing, but a little behind Yukon Harmon, and the Panthers able to turn it around. Pass stopped up by Wagner. Coming back to challenge is William Redberg. Out off the Cardinals on the far side.
Yeah, not able to control it over there on the far end and give the ball to Spring Lake Park. They make some changes.
Medich back on the field, along with a couple of other starters. We're down to the final 12 minutes of this first half. No score between the Cardinals and the Panthers. Couple of good chances either way. But nothing on the score sheet as of yet. Akinola weaving through some defenders from a long way out. He's got to put it below the bar, not above it. I mean, he's got plenty of power from that spot.
He really does, but you know, we've seen him hit a couple over.
Underneath it a little bit and well over and through the uprights. Akinola able to control in the middle, looking for Medich, and that was way too close to the net. He was looking to give Medich a chance to run around the defense. Not the punt that Rising was looking for, but it went right to the right guy. Eukin Harmon dancing toward the middle of the field. Will give it up to Adam Wagner. Wagner, long pass ahead, deflected by Sidibe, and he'll race. There first is Stewart. Stewart able to clear it out and allow his defenders to come back and set up.
Yeah, as we get down to the last 10 minutes here in this first half, we'll see if the Cardinals can apply a little pressure down low now. Obviously, we'd love to get on the board before the break.
They had most of their momentum, and their early chances were just that early.
Right, exactly.
The last 10 to 15 minutes, Spring Lake Park has done a much better job of keeping them on their end of the field. Yep. And not allowing the Cardinals so much possession as they had those first 10 to 12 minutes. Austin Hacker with a throw in from deep in the Panther end. Harmon plays it back for Goldbranson. He had it slide tackled away from him. Akinola's pass taken away, a shot and a goal for Eukin Harmon.
Eukin Harmon does not need much space to score. And you can see the celebration by the Cardinals there. But again, all he has to do is get a little bit of a seam, and he pushed it to that far corner of the net. We're going to watch it here. I mean, just does a nice job of stepping around the defender.
Trying to pass it back, and Harmon says, I'll take that.
Give it to me. I will score.
And just no chance for Steele diving back to his right. Cardinals have taken a lead in the 31st minute. Good quick work from the Panthers, trying to answer. Kish disrupting Medich. The clear broken up by Schmidt. His pass in was knocked down by Fatty. Goldbranson chipping it ahead to the corner. A long race. Sidibe step for step with Stewart. Stewart clears it away, and Cardinals will have to throw in deep in their end again.
Oh, nice goal by the Cardinals here to get a little momentum here with a little over 8 minutes remaining in the half. And neither team, obviously both teams looking for that first goal, and the Cardinals get it here late, relatively late. They'd love the opportunity to increase it before the break as well.
Long pass ahead, Redberg. Trying to cross it back up front. Medich challenging, tipped it, bobbled, but then held onto by Luke Rising.
Yeah, fortunate there.
The Cardinals can't allow that much pressure, one against two defenders. Medich, impressive to get a foot on it and direct it toward the keeper, make the keeper handle it. The Cardinals defenders have to use their bodies to just prevent him from getting in as close as he did to Rising, allow Rising to cover up that ball. Fatty rushes in, takes control. Coming back with it, Gulbranson. Right back to Gulbranson in the corner. He tried to feed it in the middle, got through to Harmon. Harmon shoots. And the Cardinals called offside.
Offsides, yeah.
Sorry, it's Andrew Keegan that was working on the near side. 27 and 22, a little hard to differentiate between. Harmon tripped up by Medich, and that will get the Cardinals another free kick.
Get another opportunity for Coon Rapids to apply a little pressure.
This one a little bit short. Handled by Stewart, goes out off of Spring Lake Park, and it'll be a Coon Rapids corner kick.
I like the fact that now the Cardinals scored, they're continuing to press inside.
Well, what we saw in the first 10 to 12 minutes was they got it in deep. They had good possession. They had good passing and teamwork. But more importantly, when the ball got turned over, they stayed tight to their men and did not allow the Panthers to turn upfield to break out of their defensive end. Gavin Stevenson will handle this corner. Goes short, the header by Harmon just goes wide.
Good placement.
The Cardinals have the defenders confused as to which way they're going, and somehow they still manage to find Yukon Harmon and give him a chance to redirect. Oh, and
it did go
Panthers
off Panthers
touched it, so.
Even better.
Another corner kick. We'll try again from the near side. This one into the middle. Cardinals can't get it, comes right back. Stevenson to the back post, header and a goal for Yukon Harmon. Great feed from Gavin Stevenson, and Harmon went up and got it, and there was no question he was going in the net along with the ball right at the 5-minute mark. Cardinals strike twice in just over 4.5 minutes.
I mean, just perfect placement inside, and then does a nice job of getting it back, feeding it across, and Harmon is right there and make no doubt about it. He's able to give the Cardinals a 2-0 lead here late in the first half, and that's huge.
Yeah, the corner kick was rejected, but you put it right back to Stevenson, and he said, let me try the back post then. And sure enough, Harmon was waiting. Heads home his second goal of this first half. Coon Rapids ahead 2-0.
Well, so far the Panthers do not have an answer for number 1 in red.
Harmon gets it back from Fatty. A great job by him to battle for that ball. Here's Sidibe slowing it down, back for Mo Fatty. Fatty will walk it back toward the corner. In deep, crosses out front. The redirect from Harmon. Harmon felt he was tripped up, but no call comes. That would have been a PK as well.
And that was just a pretty feed inside as well.
Akinola, a long ball, way too far in front of Sean Lirazan, and easily handled by Luke Rising. And that's a good player to have youth at as well, as sophomore keeper Luke Rising, and he's played
strong.
well all season.
Yeah, very solid.
Stewart able to gain control in a crowd for Spring Lake Park. Gets it add to Medic. Medic looking for some help, trailed by Kish. It's not how he wanted to make that steal, but it'll work. That was Mandua doing the splits. Mandua with it now. Near side for Keegan Anderson. Anderson plays it back. Stevenson has to race onto it, steps away from the pressure. Ahead looking for Harmon. Kummer around the corner is Sidibe, and he scores!
Just no defensive presence inside in front of the net for the Panthers. And yeah, he did a great job of realizing the ball was left alone for him, and he made him pay.
Well, they were so concerned with Yukon Harmon, who was the target of the pass, but they took Harmon away, and Sidibe comes racing around. Did I mention sneaky speed? Because this is clearly looking to get it to Harmon, battling. They took Harmon out of it, but left it there, and Sidibe got away from his guy, and he was going to make sure that counted.
Yeah, just trying to push Harmon off, but Sidibe is there and saw no white jersey around. Figured, oh, this is a great opportunity for him, and he made it count.
So 3 goals in just over 6 minutes for Coon Rapids, and the Panthers have to find an answer before halftime to try and take something away from what has been a much closer first half than what the score shows. But Coon Rapids, just the spark and the explosion late in this first half. Mandua battling and taking it away from Searing. Here's Yukon Harmon. Harmon waits for pressure to come, then gets away from it. Mandua's pass got into his feet. Fatty can't force it through. That bounces away on the far side. And the Panthers able to regain control. Ahead they move it for Al-Masawi. Now Akinola can't get it through to Medic. He's stopped up by Stevenson. Back the other way comes Lirazan. Taken away from him and cleared by Kish. Harmon, little too aggressive with the body there by Ethan Dishinger. He did not use his hands.
Nope.
And he's saying, I was all body, and if I can run the guy off the ball without pushing him, I should get that position, but that's not the way the referee saw it. Akinola bounces away from Lirazan. Cardinals clear it, but off of Harmon and out of bounds. Under 90 seconds remain in this first half.
It was pretty even up until the last 6 minutes, 6-7 minutes.
Lirazan attacking from the corner, trying to cross. Wagner kicks it straight up. Cardinals waiting for it, but Akinola able to get to it. He's tripped up, no call. Cardinals going back the other way. Harmon a long boot. Sidibe in a foot race, booted away out of bounds in front of him by Deshaw, and the Cardinals will have a throw-in deep in the Spring Lake Park end.
Yeah, we're under a minute remaining. Cardinals with a 3-0 lead. You know, they got the first goal and wanted a little more insurance, but that wasn't enough. They got 2 more after that. And in a good place here, leading 3-0.
Taking their time getting
the
throw in. You're hot, and you're deep in their end. Harmon toying with the defender. Schmidt finally pokes it away and knocks it back out of bounds. Stevenson saunters over to get the ball and will slowly trot back to the field to throw it in, down to 7 seconds remaining. Harmon hops it over. Anderson had a touch with the head. Searing headed it. The buzzer sounds, and we go to the halftime. Yukon Harmon, a pair of goals. And he plays decoy for goal number 3, Yaya Sidibe. His speed and his strong finish put the Cardinals up 3-0. We'll take a break, be back with second half after this. You're watching Boys High School Soccer live on CTN.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
I was the lead gunner of the convoy that we had. While I was suppressing fire, I felt a flick on my upper biceps area. Right after my recovery, I had to find myself again and see what else I could do to continue my selfless service. Having an organization like the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, putting me back into working with wounded troops helped me to process my injury. I'm Sergeant Mary Herrera, and my alive date was November 8th, 2003.
For more information, visit saluteheroes.org.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Hey, Dad, I need your help asking Jessica to prom.
Of course. Love is like the ocean. You have to tread the
Oh,
waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Hey, Jessica. Will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
There was no scoring in the first 30 minutes of this contest, but that changed quickly. Eukin Harmon, a steal, a shot, a goal. And that was just the start of their dance. Off the corner, he comes back to Stevenson, lost it back corner. Harmon there for the header, and the goal. That was at 5 minutes remaining. And then less than 2 minutes later, Stevenson looking for Harmon again. They take Harmon away, but they lose Yaya Sidibe, and he makes them pay. Racing to the loose ball, putting it home, and giving the Cardinals a 3-0 lead to start the second half.
Yeah, and for most of that first half, Joe, it was pretty even. I mean, there wasn't really a lot of opportunities. Both teams were trying to get their key players involved early, but once they got that first goal and then the second, and on top of it, that third, they really were able to put the pressure on. Now a lot of pressure on Spring Lake Park. They've got plenty of time, obviously, in 40 minutes here in this second half, but they've got a hole to dig out of.
Medic in the corner, trying to tap it over. Kish gives a little shove, gets another touch on it, forces it out the end line, and a goal kick coming up for Coon Rapids.
Yeah, we talked about what a beautiful, beautiful day it is. As you mentioned, almost August-like weather here in September. Almost October.
Yeah, we're very late September, and it was 80 plus before game time. By the end of the girls' game, we'll be down into the mid-60s, I assume. That's the fun of fall in Minnesota.
Yes, you get so many different seasons in one day.
Almost awarded the throw-in to the Cardinals, but reconsidered and made the right call instead. Schmidt trying to tap it in. Kish turns it around. Will step over by Harmon, but it gets away. Played back now for Dishinger. Into the middle for Akinola. Akinola trying to get around the corner, and he's well marked. Panthers will play it all the way back near midfield. Bogdan head for Akinola. Steps between a couple of defenders. Long pass ahead, broken up on the backside by Stevenson. Akinola touches it. They work it back for Bogdan. Near side for Capianoko. Played all the way back now for Stewart. And Stewart again off the foot of Deshaw. Near side for Bogdan. And that one out ahead of Capianoko.
Got just a little bit too much, and Capianoko found himself on the wrong side of the line.
Campidonoco.
That's what I said.
Say it 8 different ways. One is
bound to be right.
Yeah.
Just not sure which one.
Searing sending it ahead. Played back through the middle by Hoon, and here's Akinola. Akinola, long pass into the corner, trying to spring Campodonico, but rising there first. Bounces, turned around by Dishinger. Medic got it ahead on the far side for Hoon. Hoon comes back to it and now gets it along the sidelines. His pass into Medic, out of bounds. Cardinal throwing.
Yeah, Cardinals really, obviously they'll play well defensively, but no urgency at this point on offense. They'd like to continue to score, but up 3-0. We'll see what they do in the second half. I don't know if they'll nurse the lead, but I'm sure they'll play a little bit conservatively at some point.
Worked back to the near side. Campodonico gets it to Searing. Searing ahead for Akinola, and now back again for Bogdan. Bogdan across the field for Deshaw, and Deshaw will try to work things up the right side. Fatty got in, disrupted that pass a little bit. Stevenson sends it to the corner. Sidibe gets there first, faces up against Schmidt. We'll play it back now. Jackson Young gets it to Fatty. Fatty with pressure coming from Hoon. Long shot, well wide. Out of play, and a goal kick for the Panthers.
Yeah, Cardinals trying to work some offense from a little further out.
Long boot, middle of the field. Fatty gets a chest on it. Searing plays it back. Quick touch passing, and Campaninoco down the side, pushing it ahead, trying to give Medic a chance to race onto it. And Kish will wisely let it run out the end line, so it is a goal kick for the Cardinals.
Yeah, just enough momentum on the ball to carry it over.
Harmon with a swarm of white jerseys. Run around, got tripped up a little bit by Dishinger. Back the other way come the Panthers. That pass too far in front of Hoon. Out of bounds on the far side.
And nothing early on here amounting anything offensively yet for the Panthers. See the coaching staff for Coon Rapids.
Battle is won by Stevenson on the far side. Across he comes to Hacker. Hacker had to come back to it. It was a little slow. Trying to move it along to Figueroa, but that's taken away by Bogdan. Pushes it ahead for Campaninico. Campaninico working against Wagner. Back into the middle, Akinola. Akinola gets it to Medic, taps it to Hoon. Hoon to the sideline, trying to cross back in front. Medic fans on the attempt. Kish can't clear too far, but this one comes loose for Fatty in the middle of the field. His clear stopped up by Dishinger. He's going to step into it from a long way out, miss well wide, and give the Cardinals a goal kick.
Yeah, again, defensively, just they're making them play further out, not letting them inside.
You know, in the couple of games we've done for television, in the handful that I've been here for getting video for sports night purposes, I love the energy from Coach Seidel on the bench.
Absolutely.
His words are frequent, often, and always are positive. He's loud.
Yes, he is. You can hear
He's
him from up here.
encouraging.
Yep.
And it's always positive.
Yep.
And I don't know if we can hand it to the co-head coaches, Tyler Seidel and Blake Brackett, but the team playing very, very well this year.
Yeah.
And, you know, having the kind of success they haven't had in quite a long time. Campaninico able to get it away from a couple of Cardinals, trying to get away from Hyatt down the sideline, stopped up by Wagner. Finally, it blows. They're going to give the throw in to Spring Lake Park. Medic with Wagner at his back. Searing lets him take it, gets it to Dishinger and Akinola. Akinola into the middle of a quadri of Cardinals, booted away by Kish.
Well, the Panthers really need a goal.
Good steal from Yaya Sidibe. Just picked the pocket of Bogdan. Goes cross court. Schmidt will stop that up. Pressure coming from Young. He clears it away in front of Hoon, out of bounds. Cardinal throwing near midfield.
Yeah, and again, defensively, Coon Rapids doing a good job of when Spring Lake Park is trying to advance in their end, doing a good job of getting to the ball and clearing it out.
Dishinger with some fancy footwork along the sidelines, gets himself loose, gets it off to Akinola. He's pressured from behind and had it stripped away by Ali Abdullah. Sorry, that was Peter Figueroa. 39-18.
It's close. There you see where the infraction was. And I get a kick from out the 40-yard line here, Mark.
Team racing down for Spring Lake Park, trying to keep the Cardinals from knowing where they might line up. Did not work. Cardinals clear it. Harmon back through middle, had serious pressure from Stewart on his hip. Now gets around that left corner, trying to cut back and does. Fires and just off the side of the net.
He's so good. His footwork is incredible. I mean, he just does such a nice job stopping and then controlling where he wants to go, and then all of a sudden getting a little bit of an opening for himself. I mean, if you got a couple defender right on him.
Stewart was in his back pocket, and then he just runs around Bogdan, takes Deshaw into the corner, cuts back, and doesn't take a lot of space, but unfortunately off the side of the net. Panthers bring a lot of bodies back for the goal kick and are going to take their time working it out of their defensive field. Campinoco challenged, had to take it away by Hacker. Hacker plays it back to Wagner. Hacker quickly going to become my favorite player. Why?
Because he's the shortest guy in the field.
Smallest guy on the field.
Yep.
I thought might take that title, but that was a great play. Just stepped up, got underneath his man, took the ball away, got it back to a teammate.
I mean, plus he got the club off his arm. He's got that smaller little cast on now. Before he had like that batting sleeve that they used when they warm up in the on deck circle.
Harmon carries Stewart all the way to the corner and then couldn't get the angle he wanted, puts it off the side of the net. Again, another goal kick for Spring Lake Park. Panthers are going to stay close to him, but they're going to be careful because if you get too close, he can just run by you. And they'll be happy with him taking that shot from way down on the corner all day long.
Absolutely. They don't want him in front of the net.
Akinola deflects it ahead. Kish will get there first. Kish will wait, settle, play back to the middle for Fatty. Fatty getting things going out near midfield. Head for Jackson Young. He'll come back, get a little help from Harmon to knock it off to Fatty. That was touched away. Good steal there by Hyatt. Hyatt plays it in behind the defense. Here's a chance for Harmon. Spins, shoots, and scores!
Got the hat trick. Boy, what a pretty goal. Again, just controlling what he does. And as he sprints to the other end of the field, the chest bump with Rising. I mean, just look at the footwork. It's just it's incredible. But look at his footwork
Hyatt,
as he's able to control it.
Put it right in a great spot, and Yukin knows long before he spins that he's going to just going straight to the left foot, shields the ball from the pressure from Stewart. No chance for steal. It's a 4-0 Coon Rapids lead.
So what, that makes 7 goals in the last 2 games so far.
And he's assisted on the Cardinals. 2 of the Cardinals' other 3 goals.
It's pretty good
in that.
He's good at soccer.
You were about to say hockey.
I was about to say hockey.
You know, with his athletic ability and his creativity.
Yep.
Skating is the big part.
Well, if he can't skate, that would be tough.
Yeah, he is definitely fun to watch on the pitch. Hyatt sends it back near Sidibé, and he's not able to get to it. Panthers able to recollect. And now we've got a Cardinal down, that's Figueroa.
Hopefully he's okay.
Jeremy Shepard out to take a look.
Working the ankle. I can't tell if it's working the knee.
But it doesn't look like he's in a ton of pain, so
No.
that's good.
Yep.
Hopefully just stretching something out.
Yep.
That can certainly be an issue when it's 81 and you're used to it being 71.
I guess he's going to be okay. A little bit of a limp, but doing okay. Get to see him back to his feet.
Harmon will head to the bench. A well-deserved breather.
Yeah, I'd say.
We'll see if they bring him back in. A pretty safe 4-goal lead at this point. Yaya Sidibe quickly takes it away from Akinola. Back to Lopez Zambrano. And now here's Austin Hacker. Back to Adam Wagner. Through the middle off the head of Abdullah. Dishinger heads it. Broken up by Hyatt. Lopez Zambrano. And then a pass by Hacker, taken away by Campadino. I had it.
He did.
Campadino. Campodonatico.
There you go. Campo. We'll call him Campo.
Campo.
Yep.
Campodonico.
Keep going.
Campadonico?
It could be.
I think that's what it is.
I think that sounds right.
We're back on track. Sort of.
It's always good to be back on track.
Campadonico has it right here, pressured by Hacker. He'll play it back. Bogdan steps around Abdullah. Back now for Deshaw. Deshaw into the middle for Knockin. And here's Akinola working against Hyatt. Shot and a goal! Rising thought he had it. Didn't get enough to deflect it away. And Campadonico scores from a ways out.
Well, they needed that.
Sorry, Akinola. I was so happy I learned his name.
He's learned his name. You just want to say it all the time now.
Everybody's Campadonico.
Let's see it again. As the shot comes from about 20 yards out. Yeah, I think he just misjudged that. Let's see it one more time.
And again, just a sophomore, he is pretty impressive as well. What we've seen so far. Abdullah into the middle, headed by Young. Schmidt will get it turned around for Nelson. Nelson into the middle, Knockin touched it, looking for Dishinger. That was broken up and cleared out of play on the far side. Akinola through the middle of the field, bumped off the ball by Lopez Zambrano. That'll lead to a Coon Rapids foul.
Well, after Harmon scored his third of the evening, fourth for the Cardinals, Spring Lake Park comes back and finally gets on the board. Well, they certainly needed it.
And that's one that Rising really wishes he had back.
Yeah, absolutely.
He had time, he had the position, but just didn't hit it hard enough to get it up and out of play. Knockin in the middle, plays it back for Schmidt along the far sideline. Schmidt looking for room, gets it back to Dishinger. Dishinger bumped but controls, shakes off the pressure from Sidibe. Nelson to Campadonico. He puts it into the middle. Knockin can't get there before Fatty clears it over. Mandua had a touch, back to Stevenson. Now Mandua again. I'll take that back. That's Jackson Young over there. 6, not 8. Lopez Zambrano near midfield, pressured by Campadonico. Hyatt pressuring but can't get it away from Akinola. No foul. And they play along. Hoon for Medic. Fires well wide.
Yeah,
And
Medic
it'll
tried
be a goal kick for the Cardinals.
He was on the wing trying to turn it inside, but just pushed it, as you mentioned, just pushed it a little too far.
Enzo.
Just about midway through this second half, Coon Rapids with 3 goals in the last 10 minutes of the first half. Yeah, Yukon Harmon adding his 3rd goal of the game in the 13th minute of the second half before taking a seat on the bench. Don't know if he'll be done for the night or not.
Well, he might be.
Most recent score just about 3-4 minutes ago was from the Panthers' Abdul Akinola.
Well, we'll see if the Panthers can get back into this. We'll maybe see Harmon come back into the game. But you know, with this lead, maybe they feel that they can just rest them. They've got 3 games in the regular season left. They have Rogers, Elk River, and then they finish up against Maple Grove.
Yeah, and this game and the Rogers game, critically important this week because all 3 teams, I believe, at 5 and 4
Correct.
coming into today's play in the conference. So that will determine a lot for sections.
Yep.
And if Coon Rapids can get victories over both this week, it'd be hard to argue to put either of them ahead. Here's a chance for Sidibe, but Steele in position to make the save. Nelson along the sidelines for Spring Lake Park. Lirazan was trying to force it through, ran right over Austin Hacker, who gets a hand up from
your guy,
Mandua. Fatty rushes in, gets his body in the way, takes control, back to Kish. Ahead, gets away from Mandua. Dishinger takes control for the Panthers. He lost the handle along the sideline. Coon Rapids throw it.
Under 20 minutes here to play. Cardinals up 4-1.
This one pushed through behind, and Rising wisely comes out and gets to it because they had Sean Lirazan rolling down the left side. Nelson heads it back. Lirazan settles. His pass back was taken away. Abdullah trying to get around the corner. Nelson slides it away. Here is Yaya Sidibe, tipped off his foot by Brody Stewart. And here's Mandua, back for Fatty. Fatty pressured from behind by Redberg, ends up on the turf. Cardinals stay in possession. Here's Stevenson stepping around some pressure. Getting around Dishinger as well, tipped away from him. Sidibe can't control. Stewart got it ahead for Knockin, and Knockin will get it to Akinola. Long pass down the right side for Medic. Coming on to defend is Kish. He got burnt, left-footed shot well wide off the side of the goal.
He did a nice job of getting past the defender and then stepping up and creating an opportunity, but didn't get it cleanly on net.
Well, you can see why Coach Ryan Manning's so excited about his 2 sophomores.
Yep.
Both Akinola and Medic have been noticeable on the field today.
Gotta be offside.
Spring Lake Park offside. Lopez Zambrano and Nelson both there. They say last touched by the Cardinals. Mandua working it back, trying to get it to Abdullah. It was taken away though by Redbird. His pass stopped up by Stevenson. Akinola able to regain control for the Panthers. Into the corner, Medic back for knocking a shot with the left foot, misses wide. Another goal kick for the Cardinals.
Again, the Panthers trying to do whatever they can to get back into this game, trying to get some feeds inside. We've seen a couple of them, but the last couple of shots towards the net have been off to the side.
Rising's boot, Mandua can't get a header on it. Panthers able to turn it around. Akinola, an opportunity in close. He shoots and scores. And the Panthers have cut the lead in half with 15, almost 16 minutes remaining.
Yeah, plenty of time. Now we'll see if we get Harmon back into the ball game now as that lead is cut down to 4-2. As you mentioned, plenty of time remaining. And you can see it here, just a great play. Good job inside. Akinola beating the defender, and then he's going to slip it by Rising.
Well, Redberg put it in a good spot, and this is one that he just took it right away from Ben Kish, who was looking to clear that ball. And once he was in alone on the keeper, it's a lot of pressure for Luke Rising.
Well, Eugen Harmon was sitting at the end of the bench. He got up and went over and started talking to the coaches. I think he wants back in.
Well, here they come again. Down the left wing, good recovery from Hacker. Wagner able to clear it away. There was half a second there where Sean Lirazen had an opportunity.
Yep.
But Hacker able to get back in position and break it up.
Here's Eugen Harmon. I was going to go back and take a seat on the bench.
Fatty plays it back out to center. Yaya Sidibe trying to get it to Abdullah, a little behind. Ditchinger disrupts. Sliding attempt from Nelson comes up empty. Young for Sidibe. Nice step over. He's got help. Abdullah cutting back to his left foot. That shot is blocked by Connor Bogdan.
Huge
Still
block.
in a dangerous area until Steele able to get up and secure it. Fatty stepping in the way, breaking up that pass. He's had a phenomenal game for Coon Rapids today. And while another look at it.
Yeah, that was a good opportunity.
I thought he was just going to go to his right.
I did as well.
Able to stop back. Great recovery by Bogdan and just sticks a foot out. Stops the shot attempt from Ali Abdullah. And this is going to be a free kick for the Cardinals in a very dangerous spot.
Well, they could use to get a goal back here, get a little more cushion. Up by 2, but they had pretty much controlled this game. But give credit to the Panthers. Good job of coming back into this thing, getting a couple of goals, putting some pressure on Coon Rapids, who felt that they were sailing at 4-0.
Kish strikes it into the group. Headed away by Brody Stewart. He gets it right back. Great steal by Yaya Sidibe. Here's the speed. Booted away out the end line by Steele. Yaya, they say Yaya touched it. And he disagrees.
I disagree. That should be a corner kick, I think. Let's take a look. Oh, maybe he did.
Not last touch. Last touch was clearly the foot of Steele. But hey, he's got a different angle.
Absolutely.
More importantly, he wears a yellow shirt. So what he says.
goes. So
it's not necessarily.
Maybe you and I should be wearing yellow shirts, and then what we'll
they
say
will
go.
never allow that to happen. Stevenson steps up, keeps it away from Redberg, will boot it back deep into the corner. Steele will come out and get it in front of Yaya. He'll throw it back to the near side for Bogdan, pressured by Lopez and Brano. Near side now for Knockin. Knockin gets it back from Amendola up the side for Redberg. A nice slide tackle by Adam Wagner to stop the progress. The throw it to Sarek. Back into the corner, Knockin. Knocked off it by Kish.
Oh, we got Yukon Harmon back in the game for Coon Rapids. When it was 4-0, they gave him a little opportunity to come sit down for a while, and they thought, well, maybe the game was out of hand, but now that the lead was cut in half, he's back in.
Redberg tips it back. Medic is there, headed away by Hacker, still loose in deep. Cardinals finally able to clear. Stevenson boots it out and makes it out the end line. That was a scary one.
Yes.
Redberg chips it. Medic gets there behind Stevenson. A sliding play by Rising, a header by Hacker, and finally Stevenson. There's a goal for Spring Lake Park.
Wow.
And just like that, a hat trick on the other side. And it's a one-goal game. Three unanswered. Another look at what we were not seeing. Fakes the shot, steps into it with room just inside the far post.
That ball just curved inside.
And a lot of time left now.
Plenty.
Their 3 goals, not quite as fast as the Cardinals in the first half, but over a span of about 13 and a half minutes. They've gone from down 4-0 to just trailing by 1. Mohamed Fadi steps into it. Stopped up by Stewart. Sidibe brings the pressure, but Dishinger dishes for Nelson. Hacker stepping into a passing lane. Settling and playing it ahead. Harmon coming on. Stewart gets there first. Stewart to Akinola, taps it back to Suring. And ahead now for Dishinger. Dishinger back for Akinola. Long ball looking for Medic over the head of Stevenson. Medic trying to cross from deep in the corner. Knockin puts it back out front. Cardinals able to break it up as Saring was right there looking for a redirect on net, but now a corner kick for the Panthers, and good pressure and all the momentum on the visiting side.
Well, you talked about it, pressure, and that's what they've been doing here in the last number of minutes. Able to cut this lead to 1, and with an opportunity to corner kick, see if they can tie it up.
Akinola to the back corner. The touch for Medic off the side of the net, and a goal kick for Coon Rapids.
Yeah, some of the faithful for Spring Lake Park in front of us thought that was a goal as it went into the side of the net. There you see the time remaining, 9:40. What was a runaway at first for Coon Rapids is now a nail biter, up 4-3.
Rising's boot will bounce, and guess who's there to control? Yukon Harmon moves it along. Sidibe getting to it in the corner, trying to cut back, and then again against Stewart. Stewart goes down, comes away with the ball. Sidibe gets it right back, plays it for Harmon. Harmon pressured by Knockin from behind, runs away from that pressure, knocked off the ball. It comes loose to Abdullah, a shot, and a goal!
Wow, what a big goal. What a big goal for the Cardinals. And from somebody not number 1, we've got, that's great. I mean, and again, you have your defense. When number 1 has the ball, when Harmon has the ball, you've got 3 defenders around him.
Abdullah Ali with the big goal. Yukon Harmon will get the assist.
Yep.
As he was bumped off the ball, he found Ali. Ali finds pay dirt.
That could be a backbreaker at this point now with 8:55 remaining. Cards up 5-3. A little bit of a cushion again.
Medic in the corner, crossing out front. Wagner got there first. Right to Akinola, stripped by Lopez Zambrano. Back out, and a long boot in from Bogdan. Cardinals able to gain control, at least momentarily. Sering plays it back, chipped to the back post. This one bounces out of the reach, back out to Medic now. Medic crossing, redirect off a Cardinal, out of bounds, will have a corner kick.
Get to your rising and say, don't let 17 in.
17, on him, hard. Hard 10.
They go short. They do try to go to Medic. He gets his shot. A rebound chance for Knockin is knocked away. Still bouncing around in deep. Kish trying to clear. Finally, Harmon will get it. Oh, and play it off of a Panther and out of bounds. So Cardinal throw it.
Well, great pressure there from the Panthers. Couple of good tries, couple of good stops.
Akinola comes out of a crowd with the ball, trailed by 3 Cardinals. Gets it over for Wagner, or Nelson rather. Nelson plays it back. Dishinger now with it, pressured by Sidibe from behind. Able to run through some traffic, find a little bit of space. He's got speed into the corner, watched by Hyatt. Hyatt slows him down, and now cleared away out of bounds by the Cardinals.
Good job just clearing it away, getting a little pressure. That was Jackson Young pushing it wide.
Son of former Cardinal football coach John Young.
All around great guy.
From a long way out, that one spins off the side of the foot of Stewart. Another goal kick for the Cardinals. It's a lot easier to protect your lead if you play at the other end of the field.
Yes, absolutely.
Panther faithful not too happy to see him trot all the way back and get that ball and brought another ball in.
Burn some time off the clock.
Nelson steps up, bodied off it by Harmon, then able to get a piece of it again. Fatty pushes it ahead on the left side, out in front of Abdullah Ali. Akinola right at midfield. Long push, trying to get Knockin into the corner. Knockin's going to get there with speed. Slid and pushed out of bounds by Luke Rising.
Well, he's an aggressive goaltender. We've seen it in the couple of contests we've done. Is that he's not going to worry about waiting for to get the ball to come to him. He's going to go.
I like it. Knockin popped right back up.
Yep.
He's just a freshman. Jacob Knockin, just an 8th grader, and he's been in the lineup here today.
So he was knocking at the door to get into the lineup.
That's again nice to see for the Spring Lake Park faithful. A lot of young players getting a lot of playing time. Same could be said by the Cardinals. Again, we talked about Rising, just a sophomore, handful of freshmen in the starting lineup, including Jackson Young and Stevenson.
Yep.
Seen Hacker get quite a bit of playing time, especially over the last couple of weeks, getting a little more. He's just a freshman as well. Oh, and Keegan Anderson and Mitch Goldbranson.
Yep.
Have
A lot
both
of youth.
gotten playing
A lot
time.
of youth.
They're just freshmen. Hyatt's throwing, taken by Akinola. Trying to get around Yukon Harmon. We'll find some help from Nelson. Now Dishinger. Cross it goes for Deshaw. Akinola back for Dishinger. And now Nelson with it. Nelson tapping it ahead to Searing. Searing will try to find Medic in that corner. Medic scores from an impossible angle. He was almost on the goal line, but able to put it inside the far post. And we're back to a one-goal game with just under 4 minutes to go.
Medic is their leading goal scorer, and you can see why. I mean, just as you talked about the angle, we've seen him try and do this a couple of times tonight. This time successful as he finds that far back corner or side of the net to make it 5-4. Not a lot of time, but all of a sudden it's a one-goal game again.
And how big is that tally? Here's a chance for Harmon in close, and it's sliding, saved by Steele. Harmon right back in control. Left-footed shot doesn't make it through. Will go out the end line. Goal kick, Cardinals. As I was just about to say, that's what I meant, corner kick. I was just about to say, how big was that goal from Abdullah Ali?
Huge, huge to give him that 5-4 or 5-3 lead at the time.
Now the difference in the game, the Cardinals go short to Stevenson. Stevenson gives it right back to Harmon. Harmon from the corner, trying to feed it through, comes out to Jackson Young for a touch, and then we had a hold inside. Free kick for Spring Lake Park.
The Cardinals is now trying to hold on with 2:46 remaining.
Searing will tap to Nelson. Nelson, long boot. Medic working against Stevenson, comes back to it in the center of the field, picked up now by Wagner. Lopez Zambrano gives him a little push, gets him off the ball, but it goes right to Akinola. Akinola back in, knocking in the corner, knocking. Trying to get it out front off of Hyatt, out of bounds. Corner kick, Spring Lake Park.
Here's a great opportunity for the Panthers with just about 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes remaining. With this corner kick, it's an important possession here for them.
Akinola, big boot to the back door over everybody. Medic tracking it down in the corner. Tried to play it back, and that's going to end up out of bounds and a Cardinal throw in.
Well, the Cardinals will take their time throwing this one in.
Medic just trying to help out. Here's the ball. Get it in play. Pass back for Fatty. Kind of got away. He was able to battle and get it back. Ali can't get the header on it. Taken away by Dishinger, but lost right back out of bounds.
The Cardinal coaching staff just holding their breath at this point, watching that time tick away, about a minute remaining. Now the Cards turn it over.
Overturned, and they give the throw in to the right team. And even throw-ins become big when you're under a minute and it's a one-goal game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Harmon loses it out of bounds.
Precious time coming off the clock.
They quickly collapse on Harmon. Down to 20 seconds left. Harmon gets in the way, gets the steal. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's Abdullah Ali. Back to Bogdan. Up through the middle, Nelson had a touch, headed away by Hyatt. Searing and Fatty with a big collision right at center field. And Mo in some pain as the buzzer sounds. The Cardinals will hold on for a 5-4 win in a wild one.
Wow, they're fortunate. They're not fortunate. They're happy to get that win.
Mo Fatty is okay.
Yeah, absolutely. They certainly need him. He's a great contributor to this squad.
Had a great game in the midfield. I don't know that he came off the entire 80 minutes. But 3 goals for that young man. 3 goals and an assist for Yukon Harmon to lead the Cardinals to the 5-4 victory. It was a wild one at the stadium. Maybe an instant CTN classic.
Very well could be. Very well could be. And credit to Spring Lake Park for coming back after being down 4-0. You got to give them a lot of credit for fighting back and making this a close contest in the end.
And we've enjoyed being a part of it. We've got more soccer on the horizon. We'll do the girls' game right after this. Back-to-back live shoots. We've got some volleyball later this week. And then I think again volleyball next Tuesday before we see football return at Andover on October the 8th.
That's correct.
That's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score from the complex. Coon Rapids 5, Spring Lake Park 4. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying goodnight.